Welcome back to the 2015 Visla ISA World Junior Surfing Championships. We are here in Oceanside, California. This is Shannon Marie and Dave Stanfield joining in the booth. We're excited to bring you the 16 and under ladies, stars of the show today. We just had the 18 and under women going after it here in Oceanside. We've gathered the best surfers in the world, best junior surfers. You have to be 18 and under to join this party and see everyone on the beach cheering on their crew. The Argentine team right there on the screen, massive team, a lot of support for Argentina. It's Fernando Tortora, who's the head captain and has been an amazing manager to make sure that the sport is developing in the country, and gets that team over to Mar del Plata all the time for some awesome training. But up and riding right now, yellow, just in and out, but Oceanside tide shift, a little difficult. It's going to be a challenging hour as the conditions change a lot. Got to be really on top of your game right now, especially in this blaring sun and heat. Staying active is white. That is Leilani McGonigal from Costa Rica in white. You saw her surfing earlier because she's actually in both brackets. So she's surfing for the girls 18 and under and also the 16 and under because she is just right on the cusp there at 16 years old. She's pretty awesome. She even surfed in the ISA World Surfing Championships in Nicaragua, Popoyo, Nicaragua, the neighboring country to Costa Rica, so she was really comfortable there and had a podium finish and got the gold medal around her neck for her team for Costa Rica, who were the winners there. ISA World Surfing Championship defending gold medal is the Hawaiian team. So you'll see a lot of Hawaiian competitors have made it through their rounds with first place finishes, just about every single competitor. You can see all the smiles and stoke from the Japanese team also taking it really seriously, especially with the potential of surfing to be in the Olympic Games. What a progressive move that would be for the sport. You know, Tokyo considering surfing along with skateboarding and sport climbing to really help the youth movement and make the Olympics a little bit more appealing for the younger generation, which is a very smart move. Fernando Aguirre was in the front page of the sports section on the New York Times discussing that smart decision. It looks like the New York Times really thought that surfing is really just as close as it's ever been for Olympic inclusion. So we have, we're crossing our fingers, but ISA is working tirelessly to make sure that it happens. Up and riding, yellow, little powerhouse Sofia Lowy from Colombia. Great surfing from Sofia. It's like she is one of the younger competitors. Just so sick to see the Groms too, especially coming up against the older girls. Just a lot of diversity out here in the lineup. Dave, heard you were back in the ice cream booth.
Well, our beach marshal birthday, so I decided to really splurge and buy her $3 worth. I brought back 2 cones and said, I bought you some cones, but I'm going to eat both of these. No, she got cookies and cream, and in fact, over there getting ice cream as well, we had some surfers from the UK and from Australia, and then some teams are licking their wounds. I think the team that's walking off the beach, in terms of the guys, I saw about 5 or 6 Hawaiians going off, and I go, well, where are you going, Trousers? And he goes, no, we're going home to take a nap. I mean, they really put in some hard yards.
Yeah, that's smart to take a nap after this sun. I mean, all the kids here are just giving their all, and all the teams really excited to push their sport and represent the nation with the flags flying high on the beach. Really cool to see all the team camaraderie. Got team colors, team shirts. This is something you don't see every day in surfing. Almost never. Surfing's a very individual sport, but what ISA has done is put together a format so that we can progress the sport with team effort, and that means coaches, mentors, and team cheers. It's really cool to hear all the good vibes down here. Just really awesome. But down on the beach right now, we're gonna go to Bo Hodge. Who'd you got on the beach?
Well, thank you, Shannon. We're down here with the heat winner from the last heat. This barrel of fun. It was an honor to commentate her. This is Manami Nonaka. She's 14-year-old from Japan. She may be small in stature, but her maneuvers is like a professional surfer. She has the skill, she has the talent, and it was very impressive to watch her surf. And my first question for Manami is, how long has she been surfing, and where did she learn to surf, and how did she get so good?
まず何年間サーフィンしてますか
4年間です。
4 years. She's been surfing for 4 years. サーフィンしてますか
トラミとかシナトラです。
In Japan, Torami and Shinatora in Japan. And in Chiba.
She is very talented. Does she know how talented she is, and does she has aspirations to go win a gold medal here this year at the ISA World Championships?
すごいタレントがすごいサーフィンのスキルがあるってみんな見てるみたいなんですけど、メダル狙ってますか？
はい、頑張ります。
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah, I could get that answer. My last question: with Japan possibly hosting the 2020, well, they're hosting the 2020 Tokyo Games, and with surfing possibly being one of the sports, how proud would she be to represent Japan in 2020 in the sport of surfing?
2020年の東京オリンピックにサーフィンが今度なると思うんですけど、もし選ばれたらどう思いますか？
日本でできるので、優勝したいです。
It's gonna be my country, the hosting the Olympics. I would like to be a champion in the Olympics.
Well, there you go. She's a champion in my heart already. Keep your eyes on Manami here. 14 years old, competing in the girls under 16. She could win a medal by Sunday, and possibly in 2020 at her home country in the Olympics in Tokyo. How exciting would that be? Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Bo. Yeah, what a beautiful smile, and exciting times for the Japanese team. And they all give her applause after the interview. It's kind of intimidating when you don't know a word of English and everything's new to you, but great for interpretation. And the coaches here, Nippon, Japan here is in force, and they're shaking up the world of surfing. In the lineup, Olivia Grace Ezard out of Durban, South Africa, just talking to the coach, Bigfoot, and he's having a great time. Leilani McGonigal, we saw her early on with a dominant performance, the goofy footer in white, the 15-year-old. And then Sofia Lowy, I believe from Colombia, from Porto Colombia, is our surfer that's surfing 2 classes wearing the yellow singlet.
Yeah, I mean, Japan taking this so seriously. This junior event is a big deal for them. They have a full roster. They have 4 18 and under boys, 2 18 and under girls, 4 18 and under boys, and 2 16 and under girls, along with the president, manager, coach, team, officials, supporters, and interpreter that you just saw on your screen with Mike. Boy, Tokyo would be absolutely phenomenal to include surfing. It's a big part of the culture there, obviously incredible coastline, lots of tsunamis, and just wild conditions in Japan. So, I mean, what a phenomenal venue. They've also discussed with the IOC that they would prefer natural occurring waves versus a wave park or other things that you've heard of possibilities. Leilani going for that barrel and committing to the pit, but it's gonna eat her alive, and she'll have another opportunity.
Well, not being intimidated, knowing how to survive a wipeout or tuck in and take gas, not to get your board, not to bounce off the bottom, to survive is the key, because on a lot of those type of closeout sections, you're not going to make everything, so surviving those kind of heroic attempts is pretty critical. We saw walking down the beach coming up Barbados Surfer of the Year for Barbados 2013, 14-year-old Bianca Giselle Allen. And she will be wearing white like we just saw Leilani McGonigal, our goofy footer, the 15-year-old, not wasting any time. She's not afraid to turn and go.
Not at all. I mean, none of these ladies are thinking about the closeouts. They're just going for it and wanting to make it, giving it their all. You can see the commitment level. Judges are going to like that. And Leilani has the right approach. You know, you really do have to go for the barrels. That's going to be the best points awarded today. You know, maybe not. Maybe a power hack. You know, some classic surfing in general is always good. But definitely when these barrels are on offer, judges have been rewarding those tube rides. So these ladies showing what they're made out of and representing their country. We are on the south side of the pier in Oceanside, it's North County, San Diego. We've actually taken over both sides of the pier. We have so many competitors here that we're running heats on the north side and the south side. So we have two sets of judges, you know, on both sides of the pier, and really incredible staff. ISA doing their part as yellow is up and riding. And that is Sofia Lodi from Colombia, 15-year-old. Sofia's going to get back up into the lineup. If you're in the San Diego area, come down and join the party. These are the most stoked junior surfers you will ever see fighting for their country. They are surfing for gold. They're competing for their nation, and their entire team will be awarded gold medals. So this is a team sport. And so as the individual scores come in and placements are finalized, there will be an entire nation awarded gold medals like in the Olympics. So ISA has prepared the format to cater to Olympic inclusion, which is great, and they've done so much to get this far. We are at the closest surfing has ever been for its inclusion in the Olympic Games. Exciting times. And I think, you know, watching how seriously Japan is taking this and sending out a full equipped team with the coaches and managers, interpreter. I mean, you can definitely tell that, you know, as much love and you know, just positive spirit is out here on the beach. It's also super competitive. I mean, these are the top juniors in the world here to compete in Oceanside, and they want to take home the gold.
This is girls under 16 heat 3. We're south side of the pier. We're keeping an eye on three ladies. It is South Africa's Izzard in red, Leilani McGonigal in white, and that's a goofy footer, and Sofia Lowy representing Colombia, and the 15-year-old wearing the yellow singlet. In our first heat, we did see India Robertson out of Australia with the win and advancing through and staying in the winner's bracket. Mathia Demple-Olin out of Canada. Demple-Olin does advance through, and then in heat number 2, Minami Nokaka out of Japan and Abril Solis out of Argentina. Those are our 4 surfers that remain in the top bracket and not into the repechage, where it is sudden death. If you do not advance out of there, you're done and dusted. Trying to chase down an open corner on the left. I'm really surprised that these 3 surfers are so aggressive. Where they are at is fairly close to the pier. There is a very strong rip current. It kind of backs off before the pier. One thing we have the advantage now on this side is we don't have quite as much wind. I did go to the north side, and some of the guys are saying, hey, the waves are better over here. It's really good left. Okay, right now and then at high tide, but a real good left. Well, right now we have the advantage of maybe a little glacier conditions and not as crumbly. But unfortunately, on either side, it is pretty jumpy, and you need to find yourself a corner, and you need to outsurf one other girl in this heat. Not 2, but one other girl. Eric, what's up? He's our boss here. One of the ISA bosses running around, and it looks like he's going to give me a radio. Let me just guess. You're going to have somebody on the pier spotting for us. Oh, we'd love to know the color. Here we go. Thank you very much. We're going to turn this up. We're going to keep one ear on the horizon.
And up and riding is yellow, Sofia Lodi from Colombia on her backhand.
Yesterday, the north side had to go on hold. They could not see the colors, and the situation has been, well, find somebody out on the pier, probably two people, one for the north, one for the south, and they don't have the backlit conditions that everybody on the beach does in this summer sun, where the sun is actually dropping down. It's not, we're far from the longest day of the year, months into it, and we're into fall. So the sun, where it's going down, and our backlight has been pretty atrocious. Beautiful conditions in the morning. So we're going to send somebody out on the pier to look south and ID who's on a wave and give us a color. Right now they would say either red, white, or yellow, and in the four-person heat they'd add blue to it. But I guess we're really glad to have the pier right now. Because if we didn't have a pier, we'd be out of luck.
I would be open to paddling out and with a waterproof mic myself, just to beat the heat right now. It is absolutely hot, hotter than any day I've ever had in Oceanside. I mean, the weather down here has been phenomenal. I mean, it's a little intense. You definitely want to be in the water, watching all these heats and these junior surfers. It's really inspiring and just making the conditions look really fun, and I want to go surfing.
I thought that was a still shot, but that's not. That is the South African coach, very worried about what's going on. We're looking for Olivia Grace to get on the board. The 14-year-old has been surfing for about 6 years. She's on the South African junior team, and she has competed in some pro events. But at 14, just getting her her chops right now, and her coach hoping that she finds a corner. One thing about these set waves that do march through, the set waves are definitely lined up, and they are just bombing as the tide drops out. And in between, well, the waves aren't the biggest, but there are some corners to work. It's 2:12 in the afternoon, and we're going to take a look at what the official low tide is. Surfline has been helping us, and they are the official forecasting partner, and for Tuesday, October 13th, we have a low tide of a 0.39, and yesterday it was 0.49, but 0.39 at 4:11. We plan on finishing about 5 o'clock, so it's going to be challenging conditions to find some open face to work on the waves. The ultimate thing to do in surfing, Tom Kern said it, he was our first major champion in the juniors for the ISA. Tom says, stand up and don't do anything. And what that he means is that drop into a wave and have the wave cover you up. The perfect barrel. Don't do anything. That is the ultimate thing, getting the barrel. We've seen some cover-ups. They've had to work for them. Don't know if we'll see too many this afternoon. So the next best thing is showing that you have speed, power, and flow, and that you really can track across the wave. And if you just go straight across the wave, not straight to the beach, but straight across the wave, well, the next person that goes straight across the wave and gets a couple of rail turns in is going to win. So the more you can have the power and the big turns, go rail to rail. They're going for a barrel right there. Finds a little doggy door. And we see that was a goofy footer, and we're going to guess it's Leilani.
Leilani almost made that barrel. She was in the perfect spot. Just Oceanside being a challenging wave to let you out. You know, she almost had it. Gosh, she's probably just clenching her fist right there, but
well, that was a drainer, and it was dirty, and there was a lot of foam on it. And the foam that you can see, the residual foam right here, is not the fastest, cleanest way to surf across it. It kind of holds you up a bit. There's a little bit of punk and bump. Wonder what team these people are from.
oh hey, red, white, and blue.
Looks like they just walked across the Mojave Desert to join us.
It definitely feels like the Mojave out here right now. It is smoking hot.
Yeah, you would say, is this Oceanside or is this Needles, California? It's a hot one at the beach. It's glassy on the south side. Leilani is putting on a show. Leilani has posted a 617 and a 5.0. Now Sofia, well, she is no disgrace there, a 4.6 and a 3.33. And unfortunately, our young South African surfer does not get the next ticket into the winner's bracket. She will go into the repechage. We have completed 3 heats of under 16. We're going to go through 12 today. Please stay with us. We've got so much surfing coming up. ISA is sanctioning this event, and we really appreciate all our sponsors. We're going to take a quick break. Watch these commercials. You're going to love them.
Well, we don't have Team Costa Rica with us, but we do have Team current winner right here of that last heat, Leilani McGonigal, a force to be reckoned with. Leilani, great heat out there. Let's talk about the difference with the high tide to low tide. This morning we had medium to high tide conditions, a lot easier on the paddle out. Right now, low tide, what are we looking at?
Yeah, in my under 18 heat, it was a lot easier. The waves were a lot more open, and I think it was easier to get a bigger score in those heats because you're allowed to do more maneuvers on those waves. And now in my under 16 heat, it's been a little bit more closed out. There's a few little barrels out there. I was trying to get one, but I didn't really pull in like I wanted to. But
You know I'm expecting Indo-like barrels from you out there tomorrow then. Okay, so under 16, under 18, it's basically a marathon for you. How are you able to cope with that? Did you do a lot of training before you got here?
Yeah, I was training a lot, trying to surf a lot. It was small at home, but you know, just try as much water time and a little bit of physical training to get used to going, but just try to eat well and sleep good.
Now, here's an important question the whole world wants to know. Based on my web team completely razzing me, are you following me on Instagram?
Of course, you're my favorite. I gotta follow you.
Yeah! Team Costa Rica, I love this girl. Oh, please say something in Spanish to your home country.
Bueno, quiero saludar a todos que nos están apoyando aquí. Abrazos y pura vida, gracias por todo el apoyo.
And the pura vida. Good job.
Hey, Mike, I've got one follower.
We have a question?
No question. I just got, I know you've got these beautiful young surfers following you. I got one follower. It's my parole officer.
Dave Stanfield wants everyone to know that he's got a follower, and it's his parole officer. So, anyway.
There we go. Got a laugh. Maybe she'll join in.